This afternoon and tomorrow, it's all about cleaning out the pig pen where we train our pigs to the electric fence. I've borrowed Rick's dump trailer, got the tractor, got to go put the bucket on the tractor, and then go to the pig pen, clean it out, and then start carrying out all the debris. We should end up with a couple trailer loads of compost. So this is the pen where we train the pigs to the electric fence. We use a deep mulch bedding. You can see that there are several bales of mulch hay in here, but we also use wood chips, mulch hay, even brown paper bags, old feed sacks, as long as they only have paper in them or cardboard, and leaves. Any kind of material that we can use to help absorb the urine and the manure from the pigs. It has piled up over the last couple of years, and I'm guessing that we have a trailer or two loads worth of materials that we can bring out of here. But the first thing we've got to do is pick this up. This is the little thing that Bubba and I set up to get the pigs caught this last time around. So the girls and I are going to go through here, move the bales of hay to the side of the pen, and then get these posts and cattle panels up so we can get started.
We're watching it. Oh, there we go. Dog's gonna get run over.
They're taking pictures of it.
Watch out for the snake!
What the heck? Oh, it's already running my legs up. To get the stuff off me. Did you say there's a snake?
You're
It's like coming the hill. Oh, no. Oh, it's gonna crash into the fence.
all right, pick it up.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it.
I'm sure I can't, but
I think you got it loose enough to pull it up. You can do it.
eventually I'll be able to do it.
Lift with your legs. There you go, see? You started pulling it up. There you go.
Yeah.
Good job. Now the training pen is what I call a deep mulch bedding system, and the main value in having this type system is that you can keep pigs entertained in a smaller amount of space. By adding materials to their pen every day or every few days, the pigs are very entertained. Materials like leaves, cardboard, paper sacks, and other carbon-based materials absorb the urine, the manure, the nutrients from those, and help break them down. Then once you get a layer 6, 8, 10, 12, even 24 or 36 inches deep, you can clean the material up, pile it up, windrow it, and then come back later and then use it as good compost in your fields or your gardens. I was expecting maybe to get 3 or 4 loads out of this thing, and I imagine it's going to be closer to 6 or 8, maybe more. The funny thing is it looks like I've done a lot, but I've done very, very little so far. You can see how much I've got in this dump trailer. I think it's a 6 by 12. Anyway, time to go dump the first load. I'm standing on the dirt pile where they excavated the pond over there. And I dropped this load up here primarily because right around this area, very little grass growing, nothing hardly moving at all. And I want to jump start kind of soil life, one to help prevent erosion, but also to get things moving. It is incredibly difficult to tell how dark it is. This camera shows a lot of light, but all that to say, it is just about dark. The sun set about 20 minutes ago, and so the girls and I are about to head on. Well, we're back for day 2 of cleaning out the pig pen. I'm amazed at how much material's in that pen. This is the 6th load that I've dumped. I had 2 over there on the pond dam, 4 here, and quite honestly there's probably 4, which means probably more like 8 loads left in the pen. I'm not gonna get it all done. You can see here what kind of material is in the pile. It's starting to break down fairly well, but you can see little patches of leaves and hay where it packed tight, created kind of this impermeable barrier. And essentially what happened is it's kind of turning anaerobic. I'm gonna go on and push this line over and then go try to get one more load today. Well, this is day 3 of cleaning out the pig pen, and I've finally gotten everything out that I'm going to. It turned out that there were 12 loads of compostable materials in there. I could mess around and get another 2 or 3 loads of it out, but the main purpose is getting the bulk of the materials out, setting it up out here so I can turn it every few days to aerate it and get it, make sure that it is aerobic. And now I'm walking over here to get ready to put more material in. I've got several loads of these wood chips. I want to put them in the bottom primarily because they'll hold up longer. They'll help aerate the soil. I've come close to getting stuck 5 or 6 times already cleaning the pen out, and we're in the middle of a drought. It's just amazing how much moisture all that material holds. So I'm going to start moving as much of these wood chips as I can to help aerate the soil. Then I'll have hay on top. That base layer of wood chips just helps aerate it. Yes, they'll be a little bit longer decomposing, which is what I'm looking for. And then the hay on top, the pigs will be rooting around in and all that kind of stuff as well. Back to the deep mulch bedding setup. I don't clean this thing out very frequently. In fact, this is the first time that I've cleaned it out in the 2 years since I've built this training pen. I use the deep mulch bedding for a different purpose. Primarily, I'm training pigs to the electric fence. And I use it also as a backup if I have a pig that likes to escape or something else. I'll keep the pigs in there. I can keep a dozen or more larger pigs or several dozen smaller pigs in that training pen and give them plenty to do. They've got plenty of space. They're easy to manage without a whole lot of hassle. So that's the first load of wood chips to put in there. And I'm assuming that we've got at least 4 or 5 more, maybe 8 more loads. It only took a couple days, but I finally got the pig pen cleaned out. There was a world of a lot more compostable materials in there than I anticipated there being. Initially, I had planned on 2, maybe 3 or 4, 5 at most trailer loads of material that I'd bring out. Turned out, I think there were 10, maybe 11. I've lost track of them now. And wound up with over 50 cubic yards of compostable materials. Some of it still has a lot of hay and material that needs to be broken down, but the vast majority of it is fairly composted. I'm just piling it up here until I need it and giving it a little bit of time to age. And also I'll move it around to make sure I get some good aeration in it. I suspect I'll be using it mostly around trees, but we'll just have to see on that. I'm back in the training pen, having cleared out over 50 yards of material, and I've brought probably 35 or 40 yards of material back in. There's still 5 partial bales of hay, roughly the equivalent of 2.5, maybe 3 bales of hay, which is about 1,200 to 1,500 pounds of carbon-based materials to help break down. But you see, I use the last of my wood chips to put in the bottom of this pen, primarily because wood chips help aerate the soil. The problem with these deep mulch bedding systems in my climate is when it gets wet, it stays wet. We've been dry since May. It's currently mid-October, and I don't know if you noticed, but I came close to getting pretty stuck 3 or 4 different times with my little tractor, just because it was so wet in here. I've gotten the backhoe stuck really bad before in here and created one heck of a mess. In fact, I had to walk the backhoe out, connect a chain to the base of a tree because I got so stuck with the backhoe. A lot of materials like leaves and hay, they tend to get compacted and they'll turn anaerobic because it's hard for moisture and air to penetrate in and out of those mats of material once they get really wet. Pine straw works fairly well, but it doesn't break down very easily because of the wax coating on the pine straw. That said, what I put down last fall has broken down. Wood chips break down more slowly, but they also tend to be much larger. materials like sawdust and other things will absorb a lot of nutrients, but they don't aerate as well, is what I found. So deep mulch bedding systems are excellent ways of keeping pigs in smaller spaces entertained, but also in sanitary conditions, and creating some excellent compost.